Well, hello guys. As you can see, I'm in my mating season right now, so I've got my feathers popped up to attract the females. Kicking ass on that. Okay, I wanted to first, before I started this video, do an update on the body control module and the issue I was having. I went to the dealer about 4 or 5 days ago. They decided to reflash the body control module, and so far I'm happy to say the auto bright system is working perfectly fine again. Everything is back to normal, so it's very possible that it was a bad flash. They said this can happen sometimes, even with a correct code, and so they thought they would try that first. They said if that didn't work, well, then they would just tell me to leave the car, and then it would do troubleshooting, figure out what it was. But as it turns out, auto bright seemed to be working fine. So if you're having some trouble after the BCM, and it is something to do with what's involved with the BCM, then I would recommend that you go back to your dealership, ask for a reflash, let them know what's going on, and we'll go from there. But otherwise, everything else has been fine since then. I want you to stay tuned to the end of this video for a little bit more information if you're interested in what's going on with the rattling vent situation. So at the end of the video, I will tell you what's going on with that, okay? And away we go. All right, guys. Heading back from Charlie's Honda today. Probably 30,000 mile checkup. Oil change was done. Obviously, the 40-point inspection. And all the basic stuff like tire rotations were done as well. One extra thing that I did do, since we're at 30,000 miles, I had the transmission fluid changed. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Any of you guys, very, very, very important. I highly recommend that any of you guys, when you get to this mileage, do this. And you should do it every 30,000 miles. This is not just because Honda says so. Quite frankly, I can't tell you how many transmissions go to crap because people just don't bother having the fluid change. They don't even think about it. It's a very complex car. Have your transmission fluid switched over. Very important. Now, I talked to Charlie's supervisor of the service department. I had talked to him before. He was doing some research concerning the whole vent thing, and he made no progress. He said he didn't get any real help. It's not that Honda fails to realize it. It's just they're not getting enough complaints or not issues of this that it's been listed. Now, he's gone ahead and ordered me another vent, and when we get it, we're going to look it over. We're going to try to figure out a way to put it in. Now, one of the posters on... sorry, I'm a little overtired. One of the posters on the... what the heck is going on? The car's driving kind of strange here. That's right. No, it's just me. I'm the strange one. All right. One of the posters on the Gen 3 Insight Forum, a world that he sees, he does a lot of stuff with his car, much more knowledgeable than I am, at least, on how to physically work on cars. Actually, I think he actually solved the problem of his, but it did involve doing some modifications to the vent itself. And you have to take the vent out, which he listed was 1 hour to take out and 2 hours to reassemble the whole thing. That's pretty much how long it takes at the dealership when you get this done. I'm going to show, I had some information for them at the dealership, but there really wasn't any time to go over it today. And he's just going to order the part, and we're going to look into it, and we're going to see if we can figure this out. Now, guys, all of you who have this vent problem, not only should you go to your dealership and let them know, and when they list it, make sure they let Honda dealership, sorry, my nose is itching from the mask I wore for the last 30 minutes. Not only should you take it and have it looked at and get it diagnosed, but you need to make sure that you call Honda themselves and let them know about this issue, because they're not identifying it as an issue at this point. It should, as long as they think they can get away with it and they'll cost them less, they're not going to do anything about it. I mean, they'll keep fixing vents and replacing vents, but if you don't keep going back and making them do it and making them fix everything correctly, then you just end up with the same crap over and over, and nothing gets fixed, and everyone gets screwed. This is apparently either obviously, a world that he sees believes it's a design flaw, which I obviously it's some kind of design flaw. I think it also has to do with tolerances. I think they're just not good tolerances in the production of this particular part, or in the production of the parts that go around the vent, and it causes it to shake. It's probably just the vent itself. It's just kind of crappy. So the only way this is going to be solved or fixed, finally fixed, unless somebody can find an easy way to repair it or make it not rattle, is to actually continuously hound Honda about it and make sure Honda knows every single car that has this problem. And if you get it and it rattles again, you go back. And if the dealership gives you a problem about it rattling again and they're not going to fix it again, you call Honda and you complain to high heaven. And if need be, you go to the Attorney General of your state, if you happen to be in the United States, or whatever governing body. Although I don't have much faith in the government anymore. But any governing body of whatever country or province or whatever you live. If you don't do this, this will never, ever get fixed, because it costs them less to just repair them or ignore people than it does to fix the part itself. So that's about all there really is to say about the 30,000 mile checkup. Ruby's in good shape. She's got about half her tires left. And that's pretty much where I'm at with this. And I'm going to leave it at that, guys. And sorry, I'm babbling because I'm half asleep. So I'm going to call it for the day, and Verdier out for today. Okay, guys. As a nice addendum to this, I'd like to let you know that the supervisor of Charlie's Honda, his name escapes me. I will let you know if we get this all solved. We'll shoot off some fireworks for this guy. He called me the next day and asked me if I could aim him at the video that gave the showed off the sound of the vent. And I told him, videos of the vent sound is kind of tough because you get more air sound than anything else. But basically, I was able to make my own recording. If you need to show this off at a dealership, turn yourself to AC, close your vents, put it all to blowing at your face level, and run your fan low, high, and then eventually it'll start up. So if you have that problem, that's the easiest way to make it happen at the dealership. Under heat, it doesn't happen as much. I don't think there's that much airflow with heat. I was able to make a recording of the sound. I sent it to him, and I believe he is sending it off to some Honda engineers or something, so they can try to figure out exactly how to deal with this problem. So the good news is at least I have a good dealership, although he waited a while. He wasn't making any progress before. But a good dealership that's at least willing to try to go forward on this and try to figure out what it is. And he's going to be passing on this information to somebody. I don't know exactly who. I don't know what engineers, whether it's a nearby person or if it's actually Honda themselves. But it is going forward. Again, guys, you guys need to push it. Don't let it go. Don't say, we've been there 20 times. This dealership's a jerk to me. Honda's giving attitude. Don't let it go. Put it all over the internet. Put it at any of the sites that say defects in this car, and let them know what these defects are. Now, we're not talking about rattles that happen when you hit bumps. That's not what this is. If you have that, well, then you have a Honda. Then you can go to your dealerships and try to deal with that aspect of it. We're talking about the rattle through the airflow and the way it shakes the back of the vent. It is a design issue. It sucks. So just want to let you know, the good news is at least this guy is moving forward. He ordered the part. He doesn't want to have to put it in 20 times. I told him. I sat with him. I used a carrot instead of a stick to talk to him. I told him flat out, I'm not looking for him to have to change it 20 times. It costs him a lot of time and effort and money, and the last thing in the world I want is the whole dash taken apart 20 times, because it just gets worse and worse, and then I introduce rattles. He's working with me, and I highly appreciate it. I thanked him very much for at least working with me, and we're going to try to get this taken care of. You guys have to do your part and keep pushing it. This has got to become something. This has got to become a thorn in Honda's side. Now, they're probably not going to fix the part, at least not at first, but they may be able to find an easier way for techs who put in new vents to make sure the rattle doesn't happen again, at least not in your lifetime. So that's all I wanted to say at the end of this video. I want to let you know things are hopefully moving forward. May take a while. And that's all there is to say. Verdier out.